Now let's quickly go back to Euclid's fifth postulate in its most popular form, Playfair's axiom. Through a point P not on line L, there exists exactly one line passing through point P parallel to L. This postulate continued to plague mathematicians nearly 2,000 years after its introduction. In their attempts to prove the fifth postulate, a number of mathematicians became curious and started asking questions, namely, what if there was another line through point P that was parallel to L? Or, what if there was in fact no line through point P parallel to L? These two questions form the basis of non-Euclidean geometry, geometry which doesn't exist in the conventional sense of a flat world. Let's quickly tackle these two questions one by one. Our first form of non-Euclidean geometry was derived from our first question. What if there was more than one line through P parallel to L? Or what if we took Euclid's fifth postulate and negate it? This is where 19th century mathematicians Nikolai Ivanovich Lobachevsky, Janusz Bolyai, and Johann Carl Friedrich Gauss come in. They claim that you can indeed negate Euclid's fifth postulate provided you change your perspective. If we assume all postulates but the fifth to be true, we get something called hyperbolic geometry, where there exists a line L and a point P not on L such that at least two distinct lines pass through P but are parallel to L. These lines curve such that they extend towards the direction of L but never intersected, instead of remaining parallel. The hyperbolic geometry's postulate is as follows. Through a point P not on line L, there exists at least two lines passing through the point P parallel to L. This may look wrong to us, but hyperbolic geometry actually uses a new model, the Poincare disk, conceived by mathematician Henri Poincare. It's akin to a circular disk, but all lines within it are shown as straight from the point of view of hyperbolic geometry, as distance within it is defined differently. If we take the line L to be the diameter of its image, and point P being the intersection between these two arcs which do not touch line L, then under hyperbolic geometry, these two arcs pass through the same point and are both considered parallel to line L. In hyperbolic geometry, the sum of angles of a hyperbolic triangle are less than 180 degrees. In addition, similar triangles are congruent. Notable artists such as M.C. Escher aptly used the conventions within the hyperbolic geometry to create art which gives the illusion of movement. Now let's once again revisit our second question. What if there was in fact no line through P parallel to L? Again, this would seem silly given our standard Euclidean view where we think of such a situation taking place within a flat plane. But just like before, all we need is a new way of thinking, a new model if you will. Think of a globe. A globe has various lines, longitudes, latitudes, and the equator, which all circle the model like great rings. Let's take the points of geometry to be the points on this globe, and the various lines as our points of reference. If we take the equator as the line L and point P as the North Pole, all lines present which lie on point P, the latitudes, will always intersect line L or equator. This form of geometry is called elliptic geometry, a geometry where there are no parallel lines and where all lines intersect at one point or another. The postulate is as follows. Through a point P not on line L, there exists no line passing through point P parallel to L. All similar triangles are considered congruent in elliptic geometry, and the sum of the interior angles of an elliptical triangle is always more than 180 degrees. This form of geometry helps us calculate distances across the globe and help pilots chart their flights across continents every day.